Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to my another video. This video is about the budget. What is a budget and why it's really important, and I'm also gonna share 5 wonderful budgeting tips to you. So without before getting started, I really want you to tell you that before even having a budget, it is really important that you know why you're budgeting it for, what are your goals. So really set up your goals. Without goal, I think it's really hard to live a life, really hard to live a meaningful life. So know what is your plan, know why you are saving it for, what you're gonna buy next year, this year. Know everything. Set a good realistic goal for yourself. If you have a goal in place, then it's gonna be really helpful for you in a way to achieve that goal. So my first step is have a good goal before having a budget. Now we're gonna start. What is the budget? I'm gonna tell the budget is simply a financial plan where you know where your money is coming from and where it's going out and what you are left with at the end of the you are doing monthly, then what you are left with end of the month. So there is a first of all misconception about the budget, that you have to live on a tight budget, you have to do the penny pinching. It's not like that at all. Having a budget simply gives you things, gives you freedom that you can buy that thing in the future. It is mean that you can live a comfortable life today as well as tomorrow. If you're not working hard today, how you're gonna get what you need in the next year or in the future? So this is why budget is important, and that is why everyone should work on this one. I personally do it and I really see the benefits of it. I really see a positive, like a good positive side of it, why it is important, and it gives me more knowledge about it. So that's why it's really important having a budget. So as I said, budget is a plan where you know where your money is coming from and where it's going out, and at the end you're left with the surplus and the shortfall. Surplus is when your numbers are positive. Now let's take an example. If someone is making 3,000 a month and their expenses are 1,500, so 1,500 is surplus. That is the main motive of having a budget. Having a surplus is the main motive of having a budget. If you're at shortfall, if you are ending with negative number, if your expenses are more than your income, that means you need to work on it. You need to double work on it to create it at least surplus, and afterwards creating a savings plan for you. So first of all, this is all about a budget. Now, before starting it, know your incomes, know where your money is coming from. If you're salaried employed, if you are a business person, if you are your money is coming from investments, know every single money is coming to you. Write it down. If you're making a budget on a notebook, if you're doing it on your phone, wherever you feel comfortable, write it down there. Write it down, all the sources of the income you have, and then in the expenses side, write it down everything. Groceries, write it down your mortgage or rent payment, write it down your utilities, write it down your transportation money, write it down your clothing, loans, car insurance, groceries. I think covered everything. Write it down in the expenses. Do not leave anything in that expenses side, and then see what is equal to comes with. Is it surplus? If it's a surplus, that's a good thing. Now if person have a plan of, for example, buying or saving it for a down payment for a house, for example 15,000 someone is planning to do or save for the next year, budgeting is going to be important. It's gonna be helpful to know where you can cut it down your expenses a bit, and then how you can create that more surplus. Now there are two type of the ways you can increase that surplus, or you can have that surplus. First thing is increase your income. The second is decrease your expenses. If someone cannot really increase their income, if someone is also already doing a full-time job and having children to take care of, then they really cannot do anything to increase that income. What they can work on, decrease their expenses. Now expenses are of two types. The first one is the basic, the second one is the discretionary expenses. The basic expenses are where you cannot really cut it down, they are going to be as it is. Now for example, your rent is 480 a month, you cannot really cut it down to 450, 300. It is as it is. Your loan payment, your car payment, these are all the basics one. Now when you're writing your expenses, write two columns. The one is gonna be the basic, where you cannot really change it down. On the discretionary side, something you can cut it down based on your flexibility, based on your necessity, like your clothing. Like you are spending 500, 600 a month on clothing. Now this is based on your necessity, or based on how you feel about spending, right? I can increase to 1000 as well, I can decrease to 100 as well. So this is basically a discretionary. Write it down in a column where you can, where you're like what kind of your discretionary expenses are. And then see, if you want to increase your surplus, write the discretionary expenses and cut it down a bit. If you're spending right now 200 on clothing, you can decrease to $100, right? Then do it. It's gonna increase your surplus. So this is the basics of the this is the basics of a budget, how you can see and how you can write it down. Now we're gonna say 5 things. Now I'm gonna explain 5 budgeting tips that you can have in your budget things. So first thing is pay yourself first. People leave whenever they have the money, they first leave first do expenses. Do not do that. First pay to yourself. I feel like having a pre-authorized payment, it can be your investments, can be in your future mutual funds if you're having a long-term goal. This is the budget planning should look like in your copy. I put it in the copy. Sometimes I put it in my phone. So wherever I feel comfortable, I do it. Income side, write all the incomes you're getting. So these are all from the job, deliveries, government, total of all the incomes. Expenses, 2 types as I mentioned in the video as well. Basic, where you cannot cut it down. Discretionary, where you can little bit based on what you are, what kind of goal you have. So these are the basics. Discretionary, put it down here in the cash flow, where you're putting your net income, your expenses, and then what you're getting. If it's a surplus of 6,800, it's a good thing that you are having a surplus, but based on your goal, what it needs to be. If it needs to be 5,000, go here, cut it down a little bit extra. If you can, increase the income a little bit extra, so the surplus will be, so you will have some kind of surplus. So it should look like that. Make sure you're writing all your expenses, make sure you're writing all your incomes, and where you are spending your money, go check your statement as well. So it should look like that, just in a sneak peek of my personal notes. Here I'm going to explain the 5 helpful tips on budgeting, which you can follow whenever you do your budgets. It's really helpful. The first one is pay yourself first. Whenever you are having income in your account, try to transfer that money to you or savings account. If you have pre-authorized setups, then you don't have to do anything. The money is gonna go automatically from your account. If this is not set up, go set up pre-authorized payments. If you have long-term goals, if you're investing in the mutual funds, on the particular day, the money will deduct automatically from the account and will be in the place where it should be. A great advantage of this one, that you don't have to really do extra work. It's gonna go automatic. If you don't have it or you don't like it, try to transfer it whenever you have money in your account. Whenever it got transferred, transfer it to you first and then leave it for the expenses. The second helpful tip that I'm gonna tell you, that keep the accounts separate. Checking account is usually usually it's for that purpose, so you can use it for the expenses. You can use that account for the, like as in a main account, right? And then open the another savings account where you can put your money in that account like a savings. I will suggest you to open the another account which will be considered as in a miscellaneous account. For example, in that checking account, you have put 1,000 as an expenses for the whole month, but your expenses are not really 1,000. If it's 800 or 700, try to transfer 300 to your miscellaneous account. at the end of the month, if you left with 300, then transfer that amount to your savings and then start everything from scratch from the new month. So this way, you will start generating the habit of saving and transferring to the savings account if you're left with something. A great tip again, try to use it, you will see an advantage. But also make sure the new account you're opening, it's with no monthly fees. Banks do charge for the monthly monthly payments, but some of the credit unions are for free. If you can open account there, do not pay extra charges on just having in a checking account. The third, I will explain that the tip that is good for the overspenders, try to pay through cash. If you like after the expenses, try to take out the cash and then take that cash with you whenever you have to spend. If you're spending through cash, your mind know where the money is going out, and if you're overspender, then you know where you're really spending it. You're not the person who at the end don't know what happened to the account. You know it was that money and it went here and there. If you're spending on Starbucks 500 600 a month, then you will definitely know when like if you have spending through cash, it's gonna be helpful to know where your money is going out. The fourth tip I'm gonna explain, that build emergency savings. Well, this is, I feel like, the most important thing for everyone to have in a savings emergency account. We are living in a life which nothing is permanent, right? I'm living on a salaried income, which today I have it, but probably not tomorrow. What I'm gonna do if I don't have the job tomorrow? Do I have anything set up plan if I'm gonna fall, where I'm gonna land? So that is the emergency saving. Try open, not try, it's a must open that account. Put at least 3 months expenses there. If you're going to start, if you're going to save for your future goal, do not do it until you have the emergency savings. Save there first. That was the fourth tip. Now I'm gonna tell the fifth step. The fifth one is that if you have a debt, like if you have a car payments, if you have a mortgage payment, whatever the money you're left with after expenses, try to pay your debt. Because the more faster your debt gonna go, the more interest payments you're gonna get rid of. If you're having a car loan payment or having a mortgage of 10 to 15 years, try to lower it down to 10 years. Try to increase the frequency of the payment. In this way, you don't have to pay really large amount of interest, right? Yes, you need to live a comfortable life. Make sure your plan is your budget is in place, so you do not put yourself in trouble for the future. So pay your debt as fast as you can. This should be your priority as well. So this was it. I hope you like my video. Please like, share and comment if you found anything helpful, and share with your friends so they can also understand something about budget and they can also start in their life. So please subscribe it. I'm starting it, but bye.